Hello friends, I welcome both MC as well as MSc students to this very first lecture on artificial intelligence. I'm Kavita Uza, who will be guiding you for your AI course. Before we begin with the introduction of I hope you all are safe and at home. Our lecture videos will be very short duration so that you all can download them easily and learn the concept at your own pace. Now let me share my presentation with you all. It's a small presentation. Right? Now, AI is a buzzword nowadays. As the name indicates, it's an artificial intelligence which we want machine to acquire and work. Think it's not only work, but they should be able to think like human beings and behave like human beings. So there are many definitions available for AI. I'm not going to talk about any definition here, but expect you all to go through the books, journals, e-resources available. Download all the definitions, go through them, summarize them, and come up with your own appropriate AI definition. What do you think is the right one? Right? So, what is AI? It's the study of how to make computers perform the tasks that humans consider difficult through the creation of intelligent agents. Friends, AI is not new. It exists since 1950s and has improved dramatically over time with better statistical methods and greater computing power. So let us go through the phases what AI has gone through with the main focus on neural networks. So AI has evolved typically through many phases with neural networks playing vital role. We'll talk about neural networks little later as we go deeper in the course. In the beginning, it is all about the logic. Logic-based AI or symbolic AI or research or search AI. Of course, we'll talk about the search in the next lecture. Your neural networks were trained to simulate AND gate, OR gate, NAND gate, if you remember logic gates of digital electronics. And the next phase of AI was AI with probabilistic. So it was probabilistic AI, where Bayes networks came into the existence. It's a probabilistic graphical model that represents a set of variables and their conditional dependencies via a directed acyclic graph. They were used for predicting anomaly detection, decision making under uncertainty, etc. Now, the current phase of AI is combination of big data, large, huge computational power, and the algorithms, all together resulting in a deep learning neural networks. The current scenario, it's all about big data everywhere. The social media, if you visit, whatever comment you post, all these are unstructured data, which is and huge data, which is a part of big data. And it is available in abundance. Our system hardware also has made lots of advancements to support in processing this big data. Like simple desktops are also having now 16 GB RAMs. To handle the big data, there are many machine learning algorithms available. There are parallel algorithms, there are distributed algorithms. Plenty of algorithms are available which can be used to support AI. So, how do we approach a problem when you want to solve it using an AI? So there are few things what I've written: modeling, algorithm, application, and theory. Well, the first thing is what we need is AI should be used only to solve a real life problems, a real problem which is difficult and cannot be solved by human beings that easily, or if it takes lots of time to solve. The first thing here is you need to identify a good problem. Now let us take a very simple example of Google Map. We all use Google Map to travel from one location to another. So suppose you are given a world map and you need to reach from a place A to place B. So the problem here is you need to find out the best way to reach from location A to location B on the world map, which is an input to you. Now first thing is what? First thing is to make it as a computational model. So whenever you want to solve it using a computer, any problem, it should be converted into a computational problem. So when we are converting into a computational problem, we are not going to talk about which car you'll be driving or whether there are restaurants on the way or no, 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 no. All these things we are going to abstract it out. We need to define simplified, appropriate computation model. So here in this case, when you're talking about the cities and the distance, I think graphs are the best things to represent it. You already studied graphs in your data structure course, right? So graphs have nodes and edges. For our problem, what will be the node and what will be the edge? Any intersection is the node and the edge will be a segment which connects two intersections. So there can be weights on the edges which may be time, length or distance. Like when you're talking about our current problem, when you want to reach from location A to location B, the edge which is connecting it, the weight on it may be the distance in kilometers. Now, taking a problem and connecting it to a computational model is a major task of computer professionals, and this is what we did just now, and it is called modeling. We converted a real life problem into a graph model. So now model is ready, and to implement the model, we need algorithm. There may be many solutions available for the model. Like in our case, it's like a shortest path problem. Again, going back to your data structures. There are algorithms like Bellman-Ford's algorithm, Dijkstra algorithms, and many more which are available to solve the shortest path problem. But we need to study them all and find out the one which fits better for our model. This is algorithm phase. When we implement an algorithm, we are interested only in the part of the map where our location lies. We are not interested in the whole map. We just need to focus on where the location lies. So this is application of the problem. Which part of the map we need to store in the memory and where this map gets stored, etc. are all parts of the application solution. Now, under what condition I should get the shortest path is a theory. So the constraints what are applied when you're traveling from environmental constraints, you can say when you're traveling from location A to location B is all theory. So I'm sure you all have understood the stages in the problem solving with modeling algorithms, application and theory. So what we did, we started with a simple problem of moving from location A to location B. We converted into a model using a graph. So where the nodes represented the location and the edges represented the distance between the two locations. And then we try to find out the algorithms which are already available and study the one which will fit the best our model, select it and then find out where it can be applicable, and the constraints are nothing but the theory which proves when the algorithm will give you the best results. I'm sure the approach is a bit clear. Let's move to the next slide. AI has many applications, lots of applications, some are listed below. It can be an intelligent opponent in a video games, all of you all play video games. Accurate medical diagnosis, keeping our email boxes clear of the spam. It can be an intelligent guess the products that someone may want to buy. In short, it's a recommender system which we experience whenever we do online shopping. We do get a message appearing at the bottom of the shopping window saying people who bought this also bought this, and with a list of items displayed. Again, it can be an application in counting the cells in a microscopic picture. Finding a caption for the image. Lots of work has already been done in image processing, but identifying an image and giving a caption to it again is an AI problem. Next, what you have is the speech recognition. So, of course, it is helpful in the security. Whenever the security you want to give a strict security, then a speech recognition comes to the rescue. Not only speech recognition, we also have the tools which can work as speech to text converters. That is again a type of AI application. Next, what you have another application is predict the quantity of ingredients a restaurant needs to order to minimize the waste but not run out of the stock. It's a very crucial problem as how many customers will visit your restaurant cannot be predicted accurately. Not only that, to maintain the stock, you cannot say what they'll order and what item will be sold in abundance today or tomorrow. It's like an NP hard problem which really needs an AI approach. Again, you have the doodles to paintings. Doodles can be converted into paintings, beautiful pictures also you can say, which humans cannot draw that easily. There's a style transfer. Given an image, you can change its style by giving a texture or different style which can be applied. Not only this, what you can do is you can merge two images and come up with a new image. All these things are possible using AI. Another application, image colorization. If you watch old black and white movies, and if you have watched Mughal Azam, you might remember one of the song of Mughal Azam was converted into a colored song. And it took lots of human efforts to convert it, but now it can be done within few seconds or few minutes. So directly images, black and white images can be colored into colored image, and the same can be vice versa. So applications of AI are endless and the list is increasing every day. Now next what I'll be doing is, there's lots of debate going on whether the robots will replace human beings in the future with the help of AI, AI will rule the humans and all. What I expect from you all is, I want you all to visit the websites, visit the net, collect some resources and find out what are the new AI projects going on, what people are working on. Make a list of it, write a 2-3 line summary about it and submit it as an assignment. I'll just show you a RoboCup football match where robos are playing. So let me share it. I hope it works from here, otherwise, no, it's not working. So let me stop sharing. Okay, share screen. I do have this, okay, here. So this video I'll be playing, which will show you the robots playing a football game. You can see there are two teams of the robots moving on a football ground. It's really fascinating, and I hope this video will motivate you all to find out the new projects of AI going on. The match is about to begin. You can see the goalkeeper also. Just watch the way Robo comes and kicks the ball to start the game. So beautifully it is programmed and designed, and like real human beings, there are the players who are given the red card and they are removed from the match. Just wait and watch. So this is given a red card and is removed from the match. I hope this video will motivate you all. To go for new projects and get some interest in artificial intelligence. I hope you enjoyed this short and small lecture. I need your feedback to know whether you all are comfortable with this type of video lecture or will be interested in online teaching using either Google Meet or Zoom. Don't forget to give your feedback at earliest so that next lecture can be planned accordingly. Thank you. I hope you all enjoyed it.